Hey guys, welcome back to Giving Unbothered, the podcast.
Yeah, because put me on a swearing ban.
I'm just trying to be... It's so difficult trying to figure out what you're allowed to say on YouTube, what words they don't allow and what they do.
How about that?
Beep, beep, beep.
Literally, beep!
We're in some good energy today.
Yeah, okay, I'll try my best not to swear. Even though I think it adds effect to what I'm saying. So today, I went out the other night with my parents and...
You flew into that, so weird. So today, I went out with my parents.
I'm going to do the story. How else can I word that?
So to give you a backstory, Alana and I haven't seen each other in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, which is also, that's why the energy, we've missed each other.
We have
dearly.
missed each other. Well, to get to the point, I went out with my parents the other day. And I met some of their friends, friends that I've seen before. But obviously, when you meet people, you don't really talk about your sexuality and your dating and everything like that. It's just small talk. And I made a comment to my mum, and I was like, "What would you do?" I think I was talking about age difference, and I was like, "What would you do if I brought home like an older woman?" And obviously, then people that weren't around were like, "Wait, what, woman? Like you're a lesbian?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm a lesbian." And I think
the way that people also whisper, like as if you're not allowed to say the word lesbian.
It's like, that's a swear word. I'm like, that's not an offensive term. Yeah. Unless you are the stereotypical... like,
people who are just listening to
this
this
hear my spit.
Yeah. Some ASMR in there.
They're just like, wait, you can't be a lesbian because you don't look like that or act like that. Yeah. And that was our inspiration for this episode.
Because how do you look like a lesbian? What's stereotypically being a lesbian? Like, I just find it so weird as well, because what does a lesbian look like? There's also these days, apparently, not the word I was looking for, especially, these days especially, I find, obviously you have femme, masc, but then you have so many terms under those as well.
Yeah.
And it's hard because a lot of people, you wouldn't say, not even just like lesbian, but also bisexuals, like people who are into women. Yeah. I mean...
There's a lot to categorize. And sometimes I don't think it's necessary. I don't think we need all the
I don't think we
sub-labels underneath. I don't know what half of that shit is. No. To be honest. Like, I have no idea. And I don't think it's... I feel like people in the community always say we don't need labels, but we also fucking love... Sorry. It's going well for me so far. They also bloody love a label.
I love the bloody. I also think, and we're going to dive into that later, it's like if you don't label yourself, people will find bad things about it. But then if you do label yourself and people on the outside don't think you fit in that label that you label yourself in, they'll have something to say about that.
They'll decide that for you. People decide people's labels too much.
Yeah, and I'm just like...
We have lots to say about this later, don't we?
We're going to get into that later.
Something has come out of the woodwork that we want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking about things that we consider, like if we...
Oh, wait, we consider? I thought just in general.
I mean, both. Like, I've done specific things, but obviously not everyone would agree with it. It's stereotypical things that I would think that you're a lesbian over.
Oh, mine aren't like that.
That's okay, well, we can strike a conversation then.
I just found some online and I thought, oh, these are gonna be good to bring up. Just because, like, some of them I agree, some of them I'm just like, never seen them.
You're like, never
thought or heard of that. Yeah.
Well... I'm going first because I always go first and I like going first.
I know you do.
I think this is because I know a lot of lesbians that have it, and now I just assume that if you have it, you are a massive lesbian. Patchwork tattoo... Sorry. Rerun. Patchwork tattoos is one of them, but more specifically, any tattoo placed on your kneecap or your elbow. Do you know, like, the spider web tattoos? That specific tattoo, if you've got that and you think you're straight, you're lying to yourself. I don't make the rules.
I had in my list tattoos as well, but not specific tattoos like you had. I did want to say, I do think very funky tattoos. Like the patchwork funky. I mean, what do you have going on?
I've got groovy.
You got a naked mermaid.
I've got a lighter.
You got a disco ball as well somewhere now.
I have got a disco. Where's my disco ball?
I've
got a disco ball disco ball on a naked body. And then,
I think it's like the funky ones, usually.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just... Or angel numbers. Because that links back to, like, astrology, and we know lesbians love astrology.
Yeah, to be fair, if I hear someone talk about angel numbers, I am like...
You fruity?
You a little bit bendy? Yeah.
Bendy? I've never heard of that.
Spaghetti straight until it gets wet, Yelka. Have you not heard that before?
No, I have. But it's still funny every time I hear it.
Yeah, that's what I class.
Yeah, tattoos. No, I do get that. Just specific type of kind of tattoos.
Yeah, because then when like... But it's so funny because as a gay person, you can quite easily detect a gay person. But I say that sometimes if I see like a really, really like funky girl and they turn out to be straight, I'm like, you're so misleading. Why have you led me on with your funky style and tattoos?
That reminds me of that time. Remember when we went out? This is a while ago. When we went out was it Bar Soho? And there was that girl, and we both were convinced. We were like, surely she must at least be bisexual.
This woman was the love of my life. But she did have like 2 foot long acrylics. That actually should have been my...
I mean, yeah, but then
she could just be a
these
bottom.
Days, you never know.
I would not let a girl near me with any kind of acrylic.
Yeah.
No.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Because before it used to be like, okay, if a girl has short nails, that's like obviously a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
She's interested in women.
It's not like that
but these
anymore.
days... No, lesbians can have long acrylic nails. Have you seen those TikToks of those? There is this girl, it's actually really cool. And you can like, it's not like, the fake nails that you just put on for the night and then you take them off. But you have like something on your nail and you can like slide it on your nail and change the length.
Yes, I've seen that. So you can almost like take the tips off.
Yeah, how cool is that?
One thing I don't like with nails, and this might be an unpopular opinion. If you have it, I'm not judging. I just don't particularly like it. When people get really long acrylics and get 2 of them cut really short.
Oh no, that's weird. I'm like, make up your mind.
Make up your mind. I think that's walking around like, yeah, I fuck women. Like,
look at my hands.
Look at me, bitch. But also, like, I feel like you play around with different fingers. So then I feel like then you need all 3 of them short. And then you've just got a thumb and a finger. But then again, the phone can come in handy as well. So I just think you're better off all going nuts.
Play safe.
Yeah, just play it safe.
Play
I think the pinky
safe.
is the only one that I'm not really in use of.
I am intrigued though because some women, I've seen TikToks of lesbians with long acrylic fake nails saying like, oh, you just need to learn how to use them. But I'm like...
Come on. Don't give yourself that much credit.
I know at least like acrylic nails aren't sharp. That's one thing. Unless you go for like the very pointy ones. But then also you're just like scraping...
Sorry, I don't want the inside of my vagina to literally, like, you're scraping out bits of my cervix.
I know.
Because you can feel, like, I can feel my cervix. If I try to, I can feel that bad boy. And if you've got acrylics on, adding, like, this much length, you're so easy, you're just stabbing it. Guys, we need to treat our yonis with love.
Our yonis.
And I feel like acrylics are not kind to the yoni.
No.
So.
But no hate or shame if you are...
I love how then she tried... Like, I've literally said, no offence if you have them, I just wouldn't get it. And Yolka's, like, trying so hard to not offend anyone. It's just like, but no hate. No shame. We love you.
Moving on from the nail conversation.
Yeah, wherever we went from that somewhere.
That was a deep dive into something else. So this isn't something I ever have done or actually have seen, not even like with my close friends who are in the community. But I saw this online and I'm intrigued to hear what you think.
Okay.
It's very simple. But apparently, if you order a lavender coffee or like a lavender latte, apparently that makes you very like...
Huh?
I know.
What even is that?
Well, I'm guessing just a latte with a lavender taste. Confusing, right? But apparently, it's a thing.
Yeah, no, see, I've never heard of that. Maybe is that like an American thing or an English thing?
I think the TikToker who spoke about it was American, so maybe.
Because I've never heard anyone get a lavender coffee or
I don't even know if you can get that in the UK. Although... Maybe in one of those like holistic coffee shops.
Maybe. Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
I know, right?
But it's shit like this that now I'm like, now this is what straight people listen to us and think, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
No,
like that's
know.
when they hear us talk about like carabiners and stuff, and they're probably like, what? How could a little metal clip be a lesbian stereotype? And now I feel like I get it.
Yeah, a lavender coffee.
Like a coffee.
That's like another thing. I'll just connect it to it because it kind of makes sense. Or like vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah, if you're vegan.
Yeah.
If you're a lesbian, I'll kind of automatically assume you're veggie or vegan until you tell me you're not.
Yeah. So I think like it kind of connects to that idea of like, oh, lavender coffee just because it's something different than a normal.
Yeah, I feel like we love to be different, don't we?
We
We
do,
love to
we
try
do.
and stand out from the crowd.
So next time I'm in a coffee shop and I see someone ordering a lavender coffee, I'll be like,
Hello, are you... Or if there's like a really hot barista, you order a lavender coffee to let them know.
just go into Gales. Be like, can I have a lavender coffee? They'll be like, we don't even serve that.
I love how you chose Gales out of everything.
Because I thought they would.
Gales.
Blank Street? Blank Street might do one.
I'm now going to do some research on where we can find a lavender coffee.
I know, I need to
I'm
try
intrigued.
one.
This one is really niche. And
Oh,
really,
gosh.
You're going to be like, huh? If you rock climb, you are a lesbian.
You know what? No, I get it.
Do you see it? I'm sure there are some straight rock climbers around, but I feel like, do you know you can actually get the places that you just go in and like they've just got the rock climbing walls?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that is such a gay thing to do.
I think it's sexy.
Yeah, I think it's hot. I think it's like
oh.
it's kind of a bit icky though, like just seeing your little, I don't know, just crawling up a wall. But
You get an ick so quick.
but like it wouldn't ick me out, but it would be icky. You know what I mean?
Explain that.
Because, like, I think you can identify icks without being icked out. Like, I don't really get icked out because I find everything just so funny. Like, I don't find things cringe, I find them funny. Like, I think that if you get cringed out by things, that's nothing to do with the person you're getting cringed out by. I feel like you've got something in you that needs to be resolved, and that's why you're cringing. Like, do you know when people are really, like, someone dancing on the street or being, like, center of attention?
Yeah.
If you're like, that's so cringe, no, I feel like you're jealous because you don't have that confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's from that.
Yeah.
So that's how I went on a bit of a rampage. But I've got the same thought process with icks.
That makes sense.
You know what I
get
mean?
That. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I would go rock climbing. It would be icky. But I just think if you suggest it, you're gay. You are gay.
You are gay.
You are gay.
I get it. Yeah. And it kind of links in with the carabiners.
Yeah. It makes zero sense.
Are you done with your point?
Yeah.
Because talking about the carabiners, I've seen something on TikTok this week, and I think it just started coming up on TikTok this week because the lesbian community is going crazy because they're like, have I been giving mixed signals? And I want to know if you've heard about this. Did you know there is carabiner code?
What is that?
Depending on the side you wear your carabiner on.
Oh, yeah! Fuck off!
I know, I saw that and I was like, wait, what? So apparently, wait, I wrote it down so I get it right, so I'm not spreading misinformation.
Oh
If
my
you
God.
wear it on the right side, it means you're a bottom. If you wear it left, you're a top. Apparently, there is carabiner code now. So many people online were like, holy shit, I've been giving mixed signals this entire time.
We are so silly.
I know, why do we come up with so many rules and things to...
I just honestly think that as people, like, straight people don't do this shit.
No, but I'm also like, who actually came up? Who was the first person to say, if you wear it on this side, it means you're that? Like, who came up with that?
And what if you're a switch? You hang it on your zipper? Like, I honestly, correct. That is so funny. I've got nothing to say.
I know. I'm just so confused by it.
Yeah, I feel like I've got so much research to do about what I need to be doing to be giving these signals.
I also do think, and I actually wanted to say this in this episode, I do think the stereotypical things, like the things we're discussing now, do change depending on your location. I do think the UK has different ones to the US, and I can imagine like maybe somewhere else in Europe, like there's different ones as well.
But even in towns, like I think if you're in big cities, like London, Manchester, like I think that's because those cities have like a big LGBT community, you've got spaces for it. Whereas like if I go back to like my family, like hometown, if I wore a carabiner on my right side and showed off my patchwork tattoos and no one's still going to pick up on that. Like, they're still going to think I'm straighty 180.
Yeah, and it's just her style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on just your such specific location. Unless you're literally wearing like a pride flag tote bag. You know, even then I feel like people wouldn't pick up on it. They're just oh, that's cute. That's aesthetic.
I did see some people saying online, especially when you're like very femme or like the bisexuals, because you don't really, not everyone is dressed in with like these stereotypical things, and you can still be into women. And some people are like, at this point I'm just gonna start wearing a pin, because what am I supposed to do to show women that I love women? Because even for me, like, I feel like if you would see me, you wouldn't specifically say I'm into women.
So we were going through Yelka's Hinge the other day, and it might have been Raya actually, because obviously Raya doesn't show your sexuality, and Yelka was like, yeah, but I don't know, she doesn't look gay. And I went, Yelka, have you seen yourself? I was like, the amount of lesbians that probably scroll past you because they also think that you are straight.
I look so straight.
And I was like, the cheek of you. I was like, say these bitches don't look straight when you literally are the epitome of a straight girl.
I think it's because on Raya, I don't trust Raya. You know how it is on Raya. Like, it's difficult.
You won't know until you match, because they might be matching you for friends.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's so difficult with Raya knowing if they're there because they're genuinely into women or it's just because they're looking for friends. Yeah. You never know on Raya.
This is also something very specific as to what I assume that you would be gay. Do you know the shop Menkind?
No.
Okay, well, if you know the shop Menkind, it's like a shop. Let me show you. It's got all these like funky gadgets.
Is it a UK shop?
I think so. So, like, it's like this from the outside, and they just have, like, loads
I've walked past. Yeah, I've
loads
seen
of
it.
weird stuff. There's, like, Star Wars stuff in there.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I love Mankind. And if you suggest to me about going to Mankind, or, like, Mankind, whatever it is, or, like, I see you in there, if you're shopping for yourself, you're lesbian. And that also... No, I don't know. I think lesbians... is another stereotype. I feel like we like Lego or like niche things or just like weird gadgets that like
geeky stuff,
like little boys.
Yeah, like geeky nerdy things.
And I think that like that shop is just the epitome of that. Like, that is my heaven. An M&S trip, going into that shop, going into Menkind.
Sounds like a good first date.
That's my... You know what? If someone suggested doing M&S food haul...
M&S food haul.
Yeah, I don't care about the rest of M&S. I just want to shop the food. Wait, no, is food hall at the canteen? No, food hall... I don't know. Take me to M&S. And then take me to Mankind. That, instantly, you'll be guaranteed a second date. That is just so gay.
Girls, you're hearing it?
Yeah, you heard her. You heard her first?
You heard
her first.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just like the geekiness of it, I think.
need to take you there.
Yeah, I've walked past it. There is actually one not too far from here.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah.
10-10. I end up spending like my whole life savings in there. I say that like I have life savings.
That's going to be fun. Well, this one is one of the things I actually do because I look so straight.
Okay.
Or try to do, and we just spoke about it earlier. Rings.
Yeah.
Wearing loads of rings. I don't even have that many. I was just saying to Alana before we started filming, I need to get a few more rings. But that's one of the things I try to do, to be like, hello.
Heavy jewellery.
Yeah, or like loads of jewellery. But then I do think it also became a fashion statement.
Yeah, because now so many people just wear such chunky jewellery, which is obviously fine. Jewellery is jewellery. It's
and
not...
everyone can wear, like...
It's just jewellery. But it's just, I think, as a gay person... From where a lot of gay girls, that is how they dress, then it kind of gets to the point where if you see someone else dressed like that, you're like, what's the gay percentage here?
Yeah.
In particular, this makes no sense either.
Thumb
rings I find very gay.
No, I get that.
Why? I don't know.
It makes no sense.
You could have no jewellery on, but if I spot a thumb ring, you're swinging to the gay side.
I just think it's so funny how... in the community, we know these things, but literally straight people have no clue what it could mean.
No, because we've made it up. Like, we've literally made it up because we're, like, we're very hypocritical as a community because we say, me included, because we say, like we said at the start of the episode, what does gay look like? You can't look gay. But then we're rattling off all of these things that we think look gay. So then when other people go to us, well, you don't look gay. And we're like, how the fuck do you look gay? But then we're literally saying things that if we saw you dressed like that, we'd be like, yeah, gay. Dude,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, we're hypocritical. But
to continue the episode, we still have a few more.
yeah, we have some more. This is a stereotype that I've seen a lot online, and like I know people talk about it all the time, and I don't get it. It confuses me. Speed walking is a lesbian stereotype. Have you not heard of that? There's loads of videos.
Yeah,
it's
I've
like
seen it.
When map says an hour, but I'm lesbian, so I'll get there in 45 minutes. And I'm like, in London,
I just wanted to say,
you walk fast everywhere.
Everyone
anyway.
does it.
If you're a dawdler, I'll actually want to push you in the road. Get out the path. That's not a gay thing, but it is a stereotype that if you're like a speed walker, you walk fast. No, you're a lesbian. And what's the correlation here?
Yeah, I don't get that. That I don't get.
No, I don't get it. I don't know where it started. I don't know why that's a thing. Like, I was with my friends the other day who are gay, and they were like, come on, guys, we're lesbians. Like, walk faster. And I literally was like, what? Like, if anyone walked past and heard that, they'd be like, shut the fuck up.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, there's no connection whatsoever.
That's a weird one.
It's weird.
Why did we claim that?
I say that, but I've claimed that rock climbing is also lesbian, so I actually can't. I've got no leg to stand on.
I mean, true.
My speed walking legs, I've got no leg to stand on. But
everyone in London is gay then.
No, literally. Well, not everyone. Some people walk painfully slow.
Yeah, there's etiquette.
There is etiquette. London etiquette. And if you're a tourist, you need to read up on this etiquette before you come.
Yes. Okay, this one, I don't know. I feel like women just do this in general, but apparently it also makes you gay. That you can, like, hold a lot of stuff on one hand. You can carry lots of things on one hand.
I've heard of this. Also, don't get that either.
I don't get that.
Lots of lesbians have very tiny hands.
Well, it doesn't really matter by the size of it. It's just more that you can carry lots of things on the hands.
But if you've got minuscule hands, how are you doing that? Yeah, I know, I don't get that.
But, like, I just don't get the whole thing about it. So, why does that make you, like, huh?
I'm so clumsy. I can hold my phone in my hand and that's about it. And do you know when people, like, bring, like, loads of drinks over and I'm like, how are you doing that?
Talking about drinks.
When you're holding it like this.
Yeah. Yeah, holding it on top.
Yeah, that's because we was at an event. We was at a Kipling event and there was this girl and we were like trying to really suss out if she was gay or not. And then we were like, oh, I can't tell. Like, she was very cool, but we were like, nah. And then she was holding her drink like that. And we looked at each other and we were like, she's gay. Instant gay. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a straight person hold their drink like that. Well,
I actually saw a TikTok about this where they were saying, like, if you hold your drink like that, you're gay. And then straight girls were saying, like, oh my God, I must have been giving, like, mixed signals because I hold my drink like that.
Baby, you're just lying to yourself. There's no mixed signals. You're just lying to yourself.
But yeah.
But also, why? Why? I don't get it.
It's comfortable.
No, like, why is that a stereotype?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Why are all these things stereotypes?
Yeah, same as, like, sitting with, like, your legs open and, like...
The way you're sitting,
on the tube and things.
I think we were having this conversation last summer when we were, like, out in the park.
Yeah, because if I'm on the tube and I see a hot girl, I'm like, yeah, I'm one of you. Try and get as many things in my hand as possible.
You'll be sitting there, like, legs open, holding your coffee like
carabiner,
that. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, actually picture, like, all the things doing to show you're, like, into women. Yeah. It's just so funny.
And straight people would still look at you and think, straight.
Yeah. they wouldn't have any clue.
No, they wouldn't.
They'd just be like, oh, she seems quirky.
Yeah, she's different.
She's different.
She's got a lot of things in that little hand of hers.
She's got a lot going on.
Yeah. So we've done tattoos. Mm-hmm. So piercings is one thing. Obviously, a lot of straight girls have piercings, but there's one piercing in particular that really... I'm like, you're gay. Scaffolding piercings.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to say that one.
What did you think I was going to say?
The
the septum. Oh, the septum. But I feel like so many people now have septums. I feel like now I can't tell. I do know straight people with the scaffolding piercing.
Wait, what is a scaffolding?
It's the bar that goes from here to here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really wanted it, but they told me that my ears are badly shaped, and I was like, okay, well, that was a weird way to shoot me while I'm down. But yeah, I think that's very gay. I don't know if it's just because it's quite like bold or like bulky. I don't know, but I assume that you're a lesbian if you have that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's just maybe like, yeah, no, I was trying to make a reason, but I've got no reason. But
yeah.
septum too. I feel like any facial eyebrow piercings.
Yeah. This one I didn't know. I didn't even know it existed. I actually, for this episode, I did a little bit of research online just because I wanted some inspiration. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know about it, but the double Venus necklace.
What is that?
Exactly. Apparently, so I saw a lot of like bisexual girls or just like people who are straight looking but are into women say that they bought this because that's their way of showing that they're into women. But it's a necklace that with like the female, how do you explain this?
Would insert a photo.
So apparently that's a thing as well.
The symbol of, do you know you have like the symbols?
When you go to the toilet.
Yeah.
Male, female.
It's like the gender symbols.
Yeah, and yeah.
I've never even seen that.
Me neither. So, I mean, I'll be looking out for it now when I go out. I'll be like, what do you have on your necklace? But apparently that's a thing now these days to show that you're into women.
You know, I think if we just need wristbands, don't we? Do you know, like when you go to like an event and they give you the rubber wristbands?
Moving on to my last point. This one is something apparently lesbians do. Mm-hmm. And it stresses me out. But I should get comfortable with it.
Okay.
Prolonged eye contact. To like show, like if you're somewhere like in a coffee shop or whatever, and apparently that's like one of the signs. But I'm just so shy that.
You know what? I didn't even think about that, but it's true because I feel like when you're having a conversation with someone, like I was in a bar on Friday. And I was with one of my friends, and I went up to the bar, and there was this girl, and like she made conversation with me to begin with, like it was very like loose conversation about something that happened. Yeah. And like we had a small conversation, and then I went back up, and someone else was serving me, and she came over and she was like, "You're really, really pretty." And obviously, when someone says that, like I've said that to girls and just meant that in a friendly way, despite me even being gay. Yeah. And I was like, she was hot. So then I replied to her, and I wasn't just like, oh, thank you so much, and they carried on. I literally was like, oh, thank you so much. I was like, I love you, and like making sure like I had that
eye contact,
because I think that then shows like, oh, I mean, if she was straight, she probably just got really freaked out by me and was like, whoa.
It's like, excuse me.
It's not how I meant it.
But that's the thing, like I'm fine doing that with someone that I've already built some kind of connection with. But if it's someone like a stranger doing that, I get so shy.
It's eye contact. You're not holding their hand. Like, I only do that once I've built a connection. No. What, look at them in the eye?
No. I mean, like, I'm comfortable doing that. But, like, if someone random does that to me, you know how shy I get. You know, I would just... you know me. I'm the worst, like... I remember I was editing the last episode, me going, like, I love eye contact.
Whenever you say that, I'm like...
I love eye contact if we've already built a connection. Or if I'm crushing hard on you.
This is why no one realises that Yelka also likes women.
It's hard out here.
You make it hard. You make it hard for yourself.
I do. It's really hard.
So, obviously, the things we've spoken about, we've mainly been focusing on when we've said the word lesbian. But obviously, it's just anyone
who's interested
in women.
Yeah, women-loving women.
Yeah, because it's not just bi and gay. Like, you've got so many different...
Whatever label.
Fluids.
Yeah, fluid.
And it has came to our attention that there's a forum. And I have only recently... We've both only recently been aware there's even a thing. It's very much like the lesbian gossip girl online. Like, that's literally what it feels like.
Crazy.
Like I don't even know where it's based, or like, I don't know. And it's called the L chat.
Inspired by the L word, obviously.
Very original, guys. And someone has made a very, very large comment on there. And virtually... Sorry, I was attacking Yelka.
literally
was like
80% was attacking me, and then 10%, well, that doesn't make sense, 90%
Also
was
can't do
attacking me. 10% one line about Alana.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that bad. I didn't even know what they were talking about. And it was basically saying that we promote this podcast as a lesbian podcast, when then they started saying that Yelka's actually had partners in the past that were men and that she's actually bi. We've never ever said this is a lesbian-based podcast. We've never promoted it as such.
No, and I do think as well, like, we've done pretty early on, we've done our sexuality stories where I have openly said that I'm bisexual. I've openly said that, obviously, yeah, I have had experience with men because I'm 29 and I came out like a couple of years ago. So obviously most of my life
has been
with men, and currently I am focused on women. I don't have my dating apps open to men. I'm very much like just focused on women. And we've also said Alana is a lesbian. Like, we've been so open about our personal stories and how we identify. But I truly believe as well, as a person, I'll take someone by word. Like, if they say they like women, I'll be like, you're into women. However you identify.
Yeah, no one's in a position to tell you how you identify. But well, you've said this, so you clearly aren't that. It's like, you don't tell someone how they feel, especially if you don't know the person.
No, exactly. And one thing I want to say about this, and it's something I haven't told you this yet. Whenever a celebrity comes out after so many years being like straight, and they come out, let's say like when they're 50 years old, they come out, hey, I'm into women, and they date or like they get married to a woman, the community's like, oh my god, we won someone over.
Yeah.
But then it's like when it comes to me, where I openly say I am bisexual, I've had most of my experiences with men, but I am dating women now. It's like, she's not real. She's not actually
one of us.
No, and I'm like, how is it when a celebrity comes out as gay, that's a win for the community, but then as someone who is part of the community, I'm lying about it's used against me, and I'm lying about my sexuality.
And also, we all have complete different journeys. I'm a lesbian. I've dated men in the past. When I was younger, obviously, I know it wasn't serious relationships, but I've been involved with guys, and everyone has their own journey. And there is also a small percentage of lesbians in the world that haven't had any kind of emotional or sexual relationship with a man. Because when you get brought up, and that's why it is so difficult coming out as someone that likes women, or vice versa if you're a guy that likes guys, because you do get brought up in this society where you do have straight relationships, and that's what it's always, you're growing up, and it's, have you got a boyfriend yet? It's never both of them. So I think to invalidate someone's sexuality based on that is ridiculous. And another thing that really gets on my nerves, and I'm not even a bi person, and it still makes me furious to my core, is everyone can have their own opinions. Everyone can want to date who they want to date. Like, if you say that you don't want to date this kind of person, that's fine. Everyone has a type, that's okay. But as lesbians, and if this is you, this isn't a personal attack, but I think it's just some growth that some people need. It's love who you want to love until it's a bi person and they also love men, and then it's, no, actually, you don't like women enough to label yourself as such, or you've been with men. Why is it love who you want to love until you could also love a man, and then apparently your sexuality is completely invalid? Like, it's not fair. If a straight person said that to you, that you'd be calling them homophobic. Just because you're a lesbian, you can still be homophobic. Making biphobic comments is still homophobic.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up. Very disrespectfully, shut the fuck up.
We touched on this topic previously, I think, on the podcast, very shortly, but we did, like, especially because we got sent in a link from someone to the L forum, the L chat, where we saw someone bashing us. You know what? Haters
We've made it. We've made it. We've got our first hater.
People are gossiping about us, guys. Like, oh my god. But I do think, like, in the community, we all say we're supportive of, like, everyone. until it doesn't fit in with how they perceive what the community means to them.
Yeah, into their specific box.
Or there is a lot of projecting happening. And one of the things that Alana and I always said about the podcast, to be honest, when we started the podcast, we didn't even want to focus on LGBTQ.
No, we literally didn't. I remember saying to Yelks to begin with, I was like, as much as I'm happy and proud to be the person that I am, that isn't my whole identity. I don't want to focus on that. But somehow I think we've just naturally, from where we spoke about our past dating history, and obviously my past dating history is with women, so I'm not making it a lesbian thing, but I kind of have to, because I have to talk about women. So I think the audience that we've naturally built are people that can relate to us, and those people are people in the LGBT.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly.
And I think it's also like we're very passionate about everything we speak.
Yeah.
Like, and it is something that happens in our everyday life, and it naturally happened to become the podcast that it is now, which we are very, very proud of. But we never said that we focus on just one specific thing. We do want to open the conversation. This will happen in the future. We're like in the talks for it, but we want to bring on so many more people from the community that identify differently, that have like different journeys, because that's one of the things we want to show, that everyone has their own journey and it's not just like a one thing. There's so much that people have to deal with when figuring out their sexuality, with that compet, internalized homophobia, so much because of the way that the world is, like society, the way we're growing up and the rules that there are. So like, be easy on people. Anyone who listens, whether you're part of the community or you're not part of the community, you're figuring out your sexuality, or you're just interested in what our life looks like. We want to
be a space for everyone.
We just want to be a space for everyone where you feel safe, where you do hear different perspectives of people in the community, and it's not just like you're being boxed into one thing. And I know we speak a lot about like typical things and, you know, what's typical gay and what's not, but in the end, we do truly want to be open and inclusive to anyone and everyone who's listening.
Yeah, no, it's true. And this is also our space. Like, this is our podcast. It's our space. Like, if you don't like the things that we speak about, or you don't relate to them, or you just have completely different opinions and you don't want to hear us, that's also so okay. But this is a space that we've created for us as well. So why would you invalidating our conversations actually affect us? Like, this is our podcast, bitches. You and your L chat can
baby. Thank you so much for coming back to another episode. And if you
that's it saying time to go.
The bed is cueing us to stop filming. If you enjoyed watching or listening to this episode, don't forget to give us 5 stars on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, do all of the good things, support us, help us grow. It means a lot to us. It truly does. I feel like I'm like a rambling.
It's a script.
I know, but genuinely it does. And I do say this every time as well.
Yeah, she does.
It really does.
Okay, I'm going to stop you rumbling along. And we'll see you next time.
See you next week, guys. Bye.